start out today's tutorial using these two Paradise paints from Mehron in white and stormy gray. I wanted to have a nice combination of the two of them, so I'm kind of mixing them on my face. If you don't know what Paradise paints are, they are water activated, so they come as a solid, you add some water, and they get this nice creamy consistency and texture. I'm just doing one layer of this. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be going over it later with other colors, but I'm leaving out the area where I'm going to be doing the black shirt later. Next, going in with concealer. This is the No Filter Concealer from Colourpop, and this is the lightest shade that they have. It's virtually white. I think it's called Fair, but it's pretty white. So I'm just placing that where I would normally put my concealer to highlight those areas. I really wanted this look to be only a few colors. I wanted a gray, a black, and a white, and that's pretty much all I kept to. So I'm setting that under eye area now with some translucent powder. This is the RCMA translucent powder. I decided to set my whole face as well, just so that the powders that we put on top go a little bit smoother. Using an eyeshadow from Makeupgeek in the shade Stealth, I'm just going to place this in the crease area. This is just to help the shades that I put on later blend better together, but this stuff is optional because we're pretty much going to be covering it with the black. So now we're going to go in and put this black gel liner from NYX Professional Makeup all over the lid. I love doing this for smoky eyes because this gel, it doesn't dry too fast to where I can't blend it out, but it has such a black base and I absolutely love using it when I'm doing smoky eyes. So as you can see, I'm keeping that color really close to the lid. I'm not bringing it up too high because I don't want it to be all over the eye, just on the eyelid itself. And then next we're going to blend it in a little bit more up into the crease area. So once you've placed down the actual eyeliner, we're going to go in with a black eyeshadow. This is from Melt Cosmetics in the shade Dark Matter. And just really blend it into the top of where the eyeliner went before. Again, this doesn't have to be nice. This is a ghost. She is old. She is messy. It's okay if this isn't perfect. Actually, the less perfect it is, the better. So I'm now doing some lower lash line work here, just adding some eyeshadow. I think I only used two eyeshadows in this entire look, the black Dark Matter and then also the Stealth from Makeupgeek. So I'm just placing this in the lower lash line, and then later I'm going to bring that shade down even further. So don't be shy. Don't be scared to get messy. That's what this look is all about. Popping some eyeliner in the waterline. You can use the NYX liner from earlier. I just like the Melt Cosmetics one, but feel free to use whatever eyeliner that you typically like in your waterline. I'm just going to go back in with that Stealth and bring that shade a little bit further down. I still have some black on the eyeshadow brush itself, but I didn't dip it back into the black. I just want the eyes to look a little bit more sunken in. I think that's the whole key of the look, is to really look super dead, super sunken in, and that's what we're going for here in this look. Even when I'm dead, I'm going to be contouring my nose, so that's what I'm doing here. Just taking what's left over on the brush, nothing more. Just to define it a little bit more, make it look a little bit straighter. You know, gotta make the look whole. So now let's focus on the cheeks. These are going to be super chiseled. I'm starting out with that gray shade from Makeupgeek, and I'm bringing my contour down much further than I normally would, bringing it almost to where my lips are. That's going to be the first shade, and now we're going to just go darker and darker. I'm using a larger brush for both of these, and you'll see that after this, I actually go with a smaller brush to define a little bit more. Sticking to the close chiseled line, we're going to do some more black, blend it down a little bit, and now here I go in with the actual eyeliner or eyeshadow brush and really keep this black closest to the line to help it look more defined. It then gives this nice gradient effect to look as though it goes from black to a little bit of gray to a lot lighter gray. So I love the chiseled out look. I really like to do this on a daily basis actually. Moving to brows, I'm just using a black eyeliner pencil to do this. The brows I really just wanted to keep simple and very thin. All the pictures that I saw online of 1920s or 1930s flappers, they had really thin eyebrows, so that's what I focused on. Now I'm going to place this silver shade called Disco from Dose of Colors just in the center of the lid. I didn't want it to be too dramatic. I just wanted it just in the center, just to give it a little more silver to the look. The headpiece that I'm going to have on later is actually going to be silver as well, so I thought it would really bring the look all together. This step is optional, the lashes, because the eyes are so dark that you really don't see the lashes anyways, but just so you know, these are Lilly lashes in the style Okkkurr. That was a good one. All right, so now I'm doing a little bit to the mouth. We're going to go back to it later, so kind of just see what I'm doing here. I'm just putting more white on it, and I'm putting a little bit of eyeshadow on them as well. Later at the end, you'll see I go back in with the eyeliner and actually deepen it up much more. Okay, so let's put some necklaces on. I'm just kidding. We don't wear necklaces, we paint necklaces here. So using a white Paradise paint from Mehron, we're going to start to draw all the little circles with a flat shader brush. This is a little tiny shader brush. And we're going to start drying all of the circles. You will have to go over them several times once they dry just to get them more opaque and really have that blue shade. We do a lot of shading with eyeshadow over it, so you'll want to go over them several times. I'm just filling in the space that's empty with black Paradise paint. There's nothing crazy to this. I just wanted to make it look as though I was wearing a dress. So I'm putting down the black shade, letting it dry, and I think I did actually 2 layers of this once it was dried. In the meantime, we're going to, oh my God, that face. I cannot with that face. You'll see it again in a minute, and it's just too much for me to handle. With that face, though, you get to really see all of the sunken in pieces of your neck and the natural curves. So you do that ridiculous face that I just showed you, just so you can start to see where you have natural shades. I mean, this face, wait, we have to show you this face. It is just, oh my God, this, oh. Look, let's slow-mo that. Oh my God. Yep. That's the look that you're going to need to get if you want to get all those sunken in pieces of your chest, but use that to your advantage so you can start to put that shading in those areas and make it look a little bit more realistic, a little more dead, a little more ghost-like. So that's what I'm doing here, is just deepening up all those areas. You can see I'm going over the necklace a little bit, so I will again have to go back and do some white shading over that just to really make those pearls come back to life. Next, we're going to do some shading underneath the pearls. We want it to look as though the pearls are really sitting on top of this dead body of mine. And so we're going to do that with just, again, those eyeshadows, the Stealth and the Dark Matter. That's pretty much all I used for this entire look. So placing those shadings underneath, and now we're going to go on top of the pearls and with just the gray, the Stealth, and make it look as though a shadow. If you look at a pearl, you'll actually see these little tiny shadows on top of them. That's what I'm trying to mimic here. Once you're finished doing that with the shading, we want to highlight. So we're taking an eyeliner pencil or eyeliner brush from NYX Cosmetics in white and just really placing these on top of the pearls. Now comes the fun but messy part. You want to put a ton of water in your Paradise paint. And I started using a brush to help the drips really come down, but I wanted more control. So I went in with an eyedropper, and it really helped me to give more control of the drips. So that's what I did under both eyes. You want to let this dry as best you can, because if not, they're going to keep dripping, keep going all over the place. And I actually set it with black eyeshadow as well, although I didn't show it here. Lastly, we're just going to highlight and put a little bit of this cream paint from Mehron. This is Clown White, just on the center of the dress. We're not doing too much detail to it. It really is all we're doing. Here I am just going back in, as I mentioned, and putting some eyeliner on the bottom lips. I actually took some pictures with it just like this, but then I went in and also put some red as well. So make it your own, pop in some fun contacts. I think the contacts make the entire look. This is the final look, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next Rahlloween video. Bye, guys.